Hello class, welcome to lesson 6. I feel particularly strongly about this week's lesson because it is about decision making and goal setting. And as I said towards the beginning of the semester, goal setting will be an integral part of this course. This course is about life skills, and that means part of having life skills is being able to make the changes in your life that will make your life better. And I am really impressed with how this course teaches goal setting. From everything that I've studied and learned as I have tried to set the best goals in my life, they are following really good guidelines to help you get good results out of your goals. So if you delve into this lesson hoping to get the skill set you need to set strong goals that will yield results and make real changes in your life, I think you will gain exactly what you're looking for. There's really good stuff to be had in this lesson. So, if you go to this week's lesson material and quiz instructions, you will find our readings for this week. We've got quite a few readings, but again, this will help you set the foundation for setting strong, visionary goals that will actually change your life for the better. So I encourage you to look at these talks and to try and take some notes, either with the Cornell note-taking method or with whatever method works best for you. Take some notes and try and focus in on what stands out to you. What do you need to focus on in your goal setting? What will make a difference to your life right now? So we've got these two talks. We've got a really cute Mormon message to watch. That's a lot of fun. And then we've got some instructions on how to set good goals, which I'll go over in a minute. And then one more article which will help you see how to balance the demands in your life while you're making goals, which I think is very important. So these are all good readings. Okay, so this here, we're coming back to it now, is how we will be setting goals throughout the rest of the semester. The method is called a SMART goal, and actually us as instructors are asked to create SMART goals for ourselves every semester. So I'm very familiar with the process and have seen that this is a good way to write your goals out. It helps you think them through and make sure that you are setting the next step for yourself instead of jumping to some unattainable end goal. So the pattern is to make it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. That's what SMART stands for. It's an acronym, okay? And it goes into detail of what each of those things mean. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the application activity because it gives some good examples of what a SMART goal should look like, and I think that makes it easier to explain. So let's jump over there. Here's our Lesson 6 application activity instructions. And here it talks about making sure to use prayer as you make your goals, and I also encourage you to do that. That can give you a lot of clarity as you're setting your goals. And then it gives some examples. So it shows you here that to make sure that your goal is specific, you can't just say, I want to improve my health. That's not specific. What does improve my health mean? That could mean any number of things. It could mean to stop eating sugar. It could mean to eat more fruits and vegetables. It could mean to manage portion sizes. What does that mean? So here it has an example of how to make it more specific. It's just focusing in on the one aspect of a SMART goal, specificity. That's a fun word to say. So it says, I will improve my health by eating 60 grams of protein and drinking 2 liters of water every day. So now that is a very specific goal. We also need the goal to be measurable. So instead of saying, I want to lose weight, which is really vague, we have no idea how much weight you want to lose, you could say, I will lose 3 kilograms by August 31st by increasing, this is good, this is telling us how, by increasing my activity level and decreasing my calorie intake. Okay, that part's pretty vague, so we only got specific here. Okay, let's move on to the real examples, because these are only focusing in on the one aspect. So let's look at this example. This is a good example of a SMART goal. It says, I will study my scriptures for 20 minutes each day. And it says this is a good goal because you can control your own choices of how you spend your time. So it's another aspect of a SMART goal is to make sure that you can make the goal happen. If it's dependent on other people, that's not a goal. That is hoping that other people will come through for you, and that doesn't work. All goals need to be within your own scope, within your own power, okay? But let's analyze if this fits all the criteria. Is it specific? Do we know exactly what they want to do? Yes. Study scriptures for 20 minutes a day. We've got a specific time frame there. That's measurable. That's good. That helps us know that it's specific as well. We can measure that we did 20 minutes a day. We can mark that off and say, yes, I did my goal. Is it attainable? Yes, 20 minutes a day sounds very doable. Is it relevant? Does this relate to the person's overall goals in life? Well, probably. Studying your scriptures makes a big difference to your spirituality, to your clear thinking, to your ability to feel the Spirit. So probably. And time-oriented. Sounds like they want this to be an ongoing goal. To make it time-oriented, they would probably set it and say, I will study my scriptures for 20 minutes each day this week. And that way you've got a time-oriented goal. You know how long you're trying to do it for, and you can extend it beyond that, but making it a short-term goal is really helpful to make it feel more doable. Let's look at the one other example. I will work out for 30 minutes, 4 days per week. Good, that's specific again. We know how long they're going to work out. We know how many days. And again, to make it time-oriented, they could say for this week or for the next 2 weeks or something like that. So this is what your SMART goals should look like. Very specific. I want measurements. I want how long. I want how many days. Get as specific as you can, because that will both make it more doable for you and make your progress more recognizable. Okay? And then this week what we are doing is setting goals, setting a SMART goal for ourselves. And you will work on it throughout the rest of this week and next week. And then you will report on it in your learning report at the end of next week. Okay? And I think from now on we will be doing SMART goals frequently in our application activities with this same pattern. And I'll be watching for it to be in the SMART goal pattern, because that is the best way to focus on getting real results and making changes. So the next thing I want to mention is that for some reason these steps 1 through 5, don't quite match up with the template. I would recommend just going with the template. That is what you need to upload and turn into me and what I will be reviewing. So if these steps are being confusing, just go straight to the template and respond to those questions and you'll be just fine, okay? So here is the template for this week. A bit zoomed in though. Let's zoom out of it. So first, it wants you just to think about what is worth setting a SMART goal on. It says, after taking some time to reflect, list the overall goal or priority you want to achieve. I would encourage you to just think about your whole life right now, your personal life at home, your family life, your spiritual life, your work life, everything. Is there something that's been bothering you? Is there something that needs to change and you haven't been ready to tackle it yet? Or is there something really pressing that needs to change now? Think about these things, make a list of them. As an example, some things I thought through in this section was, I need to be cooking dinners more often. We really need to save the money, and we also need to be more healthy. So that's something that's been weighing on my mind. I've also been working on a book that I want to get finished pretty soon. So that's something else that I could create a SMART goal around. And these are kind of the bigger overarching categories, right? Or exercise. I know that I need to reschedule my exercise because changes in schedules have thrown off what I usually do. So that's something else I could create a SMART goal around. So just think about your whole life. You could think about relationships, anything. Just make sure that the goals you are setting are within your own power, okay? Especially in those relationship goals. So think about what is your priority and then list 2 or 3 short-term goals. Remember, we want to be able to finish this goal by next Saturday, by the end of next week. So 2 or 3 short-term goals you could work on this week that could help you reach your overall priority. So just start listing what are kind of the simple goals. Just throw them out there. Don't try and make it a SMART goal yet. Just list out some ways that you could get to this priority. So if I want to be cooking more dinners throughout the week, maybe I could set some goals to be planning those meals the week before, or to be going to the grocery store the week before. If I want to be exercising more, maybe to start thinking about what type of exercise I want to be doing and start throwing out those goals, and then make it a SMART goal, okay? Through prayer, pondering, and careful planning, so do take a moment, pause, and pray about this goal, because maybe it's too big of a goal for right now, or maybe it's too small of a goal and you need to expand your vision, or maybe it's just not quite the right thing to focus on, and the Lord will guide you to the goal that will make the biggest difference to your life this week. So take a minute for Spirit to guide you, and then select a goal that you can develop into a SMART goal. Write your SMART goal in 1 to 3 sentences, beginning with the words, "This week I will." Okay, so by saying "this week I will," we're already making it a time-bound goal. We know that it will happen within this week. Okay, so there's part of your SMART goal already set for you. Then make sure you are being specific and measurable. You're using concrete quantities here. Specific, measurable, attainable. It's actually doable within 1 week. We've already got time-bound, relevant. That's the last one we're looking at. And we already established relevance by making sure it pertained to some overall priority in your life. So mostly you're focusing on making it specific and measurable, okay? So write out your SMART goal here. So maybe my SMART goal would be, I typed it out real quick. I said this week I will plan and buy ingredients for 5 meals before Saturday night. So I know I'm specific. I know how many meals I'm doing. I'm doing 5 meals. And I know what I'm doing. I'm planning out which meals, and I'm buying the ingredients for them, and I've double time bound it. I didn't just say this week, but I said by Saturday night I will go and have those ingredients bought and those meals planned, so I'm all set for the coming week. Okay, so there's an example of a SMART goal that you could set. And then you go through and answer the questions on it. Is it specific? And I can say, yes, it was specific because I specified how many meals. How will you focus on one thing to improve? Yeah, I'm just focusing on my meal making. So that's the one thing I'm focusing on. How is it measurable? So go through and just write me a couple of sentences explaining and making sure, this is like double checking your work, making sure that it's measurable, specific, and attainable. If you want, you can even fill out these questions before writing the actual SMART goal. And I would encourage you that even if you do write the SMART goal out first, after you've answered these remaining questions, go back to your SMART goal and maybe revise it if you came across some more specific stuff you needed to add in. Okay, so use questions 4 through 8 to refine your SMART goal up here in question 3. All right. And then finally, how can prayer and the influence of the Holy Ghost inform your SMART goal setting process? And this is a wonderful thing to think through. How can the Holy Ghost make a difference as I work to make changes in my life? So I hope that's a good question for you to ponder. And that's it. You'll save it and upload it, and I really look forward to looking through your SMART goals. Since this is such an important concept throughout the semester, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I encourage you to post any questions on the questions and conversations board, because I guarantee that other students will have your same question and they will benefit so much from seeing someone else say, wait, how do you make something measurable? Or whatever your question is. Okay, so come here to the questions and conversations, and then for any questions, you can just reply to my question post here. Okay, so there is the week. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.